Hello and welcome to DADA Talk, where we have conversations on issues that affect women on a daily basis. I'm your host and my name is Sheila. Of course, don't forget to click the notification bell. Let's dive right in. And as you can see, I am joined today by Dr. Getugi, who wears many hats in the medical field, but today she's here in her capacity as the founder of WeRBinti. Please introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do.
Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Judith Getugi, as you've heard. I'm a pharmacist by profession, and I've been practicing for the last 16 years or so. And recently started up WeRBinti, which is a mentorship group for women in healthcare.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time and joining us today. Now, if you could just do a personal introduction so that we get to know you. Where did you grow up? And, how can you have such a fulfilling career and a family as well, which is very hard to do
Yeah.
in this era?
Yeah.
Just tell me more about that.
Thank you. So I'm a mother of three, a girl and two boys. I'm also married, and I grew up in Nairobi. I've basically been Nairobi my whole life. I grew up in Langata, and been going to schools around there in Karen and Westlands for my high school, and then went to University of Nairobi for my pharmacy degree. And now I reside in Koroe area, which is on Magadi Road.
All right. Okay. And how is your life journey like? Like, where did you start right after high school? Tell me about your university education and how you were able to finesse everything to become who you are today.
Okay, I basically went to University of Nairobi pretty much right after high school, and I started my pharmacy degree, which is a 4-year program, and after that you do an internship. So during that time, I wasn't really much into empowerment as such. I mean, I knew that, women sort of have a step back, from the way the males are
Right.
supported,
And
in
how
the
was
world.
it? Yeah, how was it like in those days?
Yeah.
Now women are afforded so many privileges that, our grandmothers and great grandmothers could not even fathom. How was it like, as growing up, looking at your mother and your grandmother? How was it like for women?
Well, if you look at it, I went to a girls' high school, a Catholic girls' school, so we were always empowered. I mean, I never really realized it until I went to campus. When you meet other people who are
Yeah,
coming from different
yeah,
backgrounds, is
yeah.
when you realize, I mean, there's a gap there.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother died when I was in class 8, so we didn't really get to bond much. I was still pretty young,
Yeah.
but she was a very strong woman, a very, standalone woman, because my grandpa also died quite a while back. So she held the family together for
Okay.
all those years by herself.
Uh-huh.
My mom was also quite a strong woman. She was employed until she retired. She was a teacher, and she worked at Cooperative College of Kenya.
Okay.
So I've always been around women who, stood up for themselves
Yeah.
and did what they wanted, what they believed in. And then my parents always also supported what I wanted to do. They never forced me into a particular line of practice. I was the one who chose pharmacy, and I went with it.
All right.
Yeah.
And like you said, once you joined campus, you met people from different backgrounds, and then you realize that not everyone has the privilege that you have.
Yeah.
How was that like, and how did it inspire you to start We Are Beauty today?
It was quite eye-opening actually, because you interact with people and you think everyone is like you. You grew up in Langata, maybe you had access to certain things that other people didn't have.
Yeah.
And then when you do interact with people, talk to them and listen to where they've come from and how they got to where they are, you realize actually my parents really set me up for success, and I
Yeah.
don't have a reason why I shouldn't succeed.
Yeah.
And then you also realize a lot of people are put in that dynamic of you should be having a family at this point,
Yes.
not
Yes.
going to campus, not
Yes.
taking a medical degree. This is
Yes.
for guys, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So there was also that pressure for the girls in the class, but my parents never really pressured me in that way. They always wanted me to first get my career started, and then now I can think about
How
family.
does that pressure look like on a daily? How does it look like? And how did you, okay, you survived it, of course, because I had family backing. How does it look like for a girl who goes to school, who went to school with you at that time?
You find that most of them are told you need to get married so that we can get some dowry and support the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So the idea was to get money to get the boys to go to school rather than getting everybody to go to school.
Yeah.
So you find that the girls are being forced into marriage, not necessarily early marriage, but at least maybe before they are ready. And then they have to now take care of the family.
Yeah.
Then as soon as you get married, of course the in-laws are expecting babies,
Yes.
and before you know it, you
Yeah.
have several kids.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And I just thank God for parents like yours who, encourage their girls to be the best they can be. And so, other than We Are Beauty, of course, you've mentioned that you hold other caps. Talk to me about that.
All right. I'm actually currently running a digital health company. That's what I do on a day-to-day basis, and I'm in the operations capacity. So I realized there's a gap in healthcare. So aside from getting the medicines or getting the service of a professional, there's also a gap in how we moderate our systems, and that's where IT comes in.
Okay.
And that's why I went into that field.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of growth that still needs to happen because of we don't have proper documentation, we don't have proper systems, we don't have proper monitoring,
Right.
proper checks and balances, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what IT systems would provide.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, and that's what you do with okay, how do you do it, and what solutions, what practical solutions do you provide for the Kenyan systems now and in the future?
Okay, we have like a pharmacy point of sale.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you walk into a chemist, and usually they have a computer screen there, and they enter some data.
Yeah.
So we do the software for that. Then we have e-learning systems. So if you want to run online classes, we can set up the platform for you,
Right.
and then you use that now to teach maybe your employees or maybe clients, depending on what it is you're trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wow. And let's talk about WeRBinti. How did it start and how is it going so far?
Okay. WeRBinti started late last year. It's going pretty well, actually more than I imagined, because we're now at 210 mentees and 37 mentors. So, which is pretty quick. I think less than 6 months
Yes.
of existence.
Yeah.
And actually, it's something I'd been thinking about for a long time, but never had the courage to do it. And I actually, at that point, I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But then I attended a program by Future Females Business School. It's originally from South Africa, but they were launching their Kenya chapter last year. And after attending that program, I realized there's no point of waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get up and do it.
Yeah, and as you can see, you're already doing 200 mentees in
Yeah.
just 6 months. That's amazing. And you have managed to rope in some of your colleagues and some of people from your network, specifically female mentors who are able to teach the girls. Talk to me about what the program is about and what you offer specifically.
Okay, so we have various programs. We have a directed mentorship that is one-on-one, like now the way we're talking. So
Right.
you could get somebody, let's say you're specifically in the pharmacy field, and you've just graduated, and you want to talk to somebody about where should I go with my career, or how should I get my family life and work life, or
Right.
how should I start a business. So then we pair you with a mentor who's in that field. Then we also have the online programs. We have a course like Leadership and Discovery course, which is basically for newly promoted managers who are still trying to get their footing in the
Yeah.
organization.
Right.
And it's a 12-week program. Then we have others like Becoming a Mentor, which is actually a year-long program for people who want to build their mentorship skills and
Right.
now start mentoring others.
Right.
We also have interview skills and CV design, which I realized actually when we actually did a show um, a while back, just talking to people about their challenges, in being interviewed or getting ready for an interview, and we realized there's a huge gap there.
Yeah.
And there was a very good uptake to that program. I didn't actually expect that, but yeah, there was a lot of demand for it.
Okay. Okay.
And then, other than that, we also customize mentorship programs for organizations. And right now, we're working with several healthcare organizations, some hospitals, in terms of training their front office staff in communications, scheduling, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we offer customized programs.
All right.
Then,
So,
sorry, aside
sorry.
from that, we also work with women affected by gender based violence. So we organize medical camps for them and also care packages during
Okay.
this time of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
And GBV is prevalent because of COVID and the fact that people have to stay at home more now.
Yeah.
So despite the pandemic, of course, people can still reach out and get to do the programs. How can they do that if they want to reach you?
All right.
Yeah.
So the process is basically going to our website, which is www.werbinti.com. mentorship.org. And from there, you click on a tab that's called Join Our Community, and you fill the form.
Okay.
Once you fill the form, one of our team coordinators will get in touch and do something we call a discovery call, just to try and get to understand the person who's applying, for the mentorship position, and what are their goals, what are their drivers, what exactly do they want to gain from the program.
Okay.
And then that way, the team coordinator can direct them onto what program would suit them best.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you feel like it's important for people to take up any program? Why would you encourage a lady to do so?
Well, for me, I think discovering yourself or discovering your why are you doing what you're doing, is the first most important thing.
Right.
Because if you don't know your why, the minute you hit a challenge, you'll back off,
Yeah.
you'll give up.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, the leadership program has really been, the flagship program in our mentorship group. And because you realize a lot of people decide to do something, but they don't really know why
Yeah.
they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your program will offer clarity for them,
Yes,
so
there are
that
several exercises and worksheets that they do. So you get to quiz yourself, answer some questions, and then it gives you a result. You do like personality traits, such kind of things, and then it recommends maybe this is the field you should be in.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any support that you could get from other partners? Would you like to talk to them, or even the government? How would they be able to come on board and partner or help in kind?
Well, right now we're actually really looking for more mentors. We're trying to expand our mentor base
Right.
because we've really been more in pharmacy and medicine. So we're trying to expand out because the mentees that have joined have come in even outside healthcare. I mean, the intention was initially healthcare, but we're getting people from anthropology, from food science. So they're sort of attached to health, but not really directly.
Right.
So we're trying to get mentors in those kind of fields. So definitely mentors, if they could come in, that would be awesome. Also female leaders, because it's very empowering for other women or younger women to see, women in leadership positions, listen to their stories, and basically what you're doing, trying to encourage the female voice.
Okay. So, any parting shot as we wind up our interview?
Yeah. I think as women, sometimes we tend to have self-limiting beliefs, and it's always good that you try to come out of it. I know it can be difficult sometimes, but if your dream is bigger than your excuse, then you go forward and try to achieve that dream. So, sorry.
So, no, just go ahead.
Yeah, so don't like just listen to that negative self-talk. Try to be in a positive space. Try to listen to encouraging positive quotes or podcasts that can really build you up as a woman, as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anyone who is watching, how does low self-esteem, lack of motivation, or even the imposter syndrome look like every day? And how can someone detect that they have this issue,
Yeah.
and therefore accept that they have this issue, and then take up programs like the ones that you're offering?
Well, I think imposter syndrome is something that everybody lives with because ultimately you think that, what is the world going to think about me? What if I fail? What if, all those what
It's
ifs we keep
actually
asking
common that
ourselves.
people think,
Yeah,
right?
it's very common, and there's no way anyone can get where they are without going through it. I'm
Yeah.
sure yourself,
Yeah.
you also went through
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And it's just recognizing that you're giving yourself a lot of negative talk, and you can't realize that until you see somebody giving themselves positive talk.
Yeah.
So as I'm saying, trying to listen to those podcasts, trying to follow some female leaders, who are positive. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not trying to bring down anybody else. And then also just to realize that to grow as a woman, you have to realize that other women are not in your way. They're
Yeah.
not in competition with you.
And there's enough for everyone.
Exactly.
And the fact that you
Precisely.
did it means that I can do it and that my
Exactly.
daughter can do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
The fact that you win makes it easier for me to win, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that is all we had for you today, unless you have anything that you want to add, Dr.
No, I'm just so grateful to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and maybe if you could repeat again to the camera how people can find you,
Yeah.
maybe your social media apart from the website that you've already mentioned.
Sure. So you can follow us on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook under WeRBinti. And our website is www.werbinti.org.
Okay, well, that's all we had for you today. I was your host. My name is Sheila. Thank you so much for staying all through to the end of the video. Make sure you follow us on social media. We are at Dada Digital News across all socials. And, check out our website at dadadigital.co.ke and download our app as well. Till next time, keep safe and, sanitize, social distance, and make sure you protect yourself. Ciao.